Welcome back to the Bachelorette recap. We are getting serious now. There's some really exciting, serious declarations being made. Let's get straight to it. Wednesday night's episode, we saw Courtney get a one-on-one date. Courtney, who is just, I don't understand, Georgia. What do you see in this boy? He seems fun and lively, sure, but everyone, there's just so many better options for you, both in terms of chemistry that we're seeing, yet you seem infatuated with Courtney, and you're like, every time. He's like the guy you date when you're 22. He never quite gives you what you want emotionally, yet you keep going back. So they went to the zoo, they got on a little plane, and even a little plane, he was man-spreading, and he just kind of wasn't like, the Bachelor, almost unspoken rules is that when you're in a small aircraft, helicopter, plane, whatever, you grasp, you connect. That's the chance to get all handsy with the person. He didn't do any of that. He just kind of sat there going, yeah, I'm excited to be here. They went to the zoo because Georgia continued to try and make Australia every other place in the world she wants to visit. So this was Africa. Sure. It was probably a bit more Africa than Sydney was New York. They saw some animals. Courtney was more excited about the meerkats than Georgia really. And then they sat down for the evening part. And she again sort of said, I'm really into you and I really want to see this happening. And he kind of came back with a bit of a reciprocation, but not really. And I think only because if he didn't, it would be incredibly awkward and impolite. I don't necessarily felt like he wanted to declare that he was very keen and invested. It was just a, sure, I'm here for you, maybe kind of situation. So, Courtney, I don't get you. What are you doing? Then we had the douche down showdown, I like to call it. It was between Sam and Rhys. Both of them, the villains of the season, as it were. Both of them pretty in love with themselves. Both of them, as we learned, roomies, which obviously the production team knew what they were doing. Let's put the douches in that room so that no one can almost talk them back into logic or talk them down. They obviously have been feeding off each other the whole time of who can out-posture each other. I really felt like this date was the time of the producers okay, clear the decks, let's get rid of the weak links. And the weak links being obviously these weak links would have stayed if there was less quality feel. But again, I say the quality feel, so good. So this date, they went to Luna Park to have fun and get to know each other. We then had Rhys sit down and chat with Georgia about what he wanted in life, what he was doing. Basically, he said, I want to keep playing the Tinder field and you are my ticket to that. He kind of really was not really interested in settling down. This is fun, got to be on a book cover, what? But it was almost to the point where it was comically jarring in terms of, he all of a sudden just came out saying all this stuff when the weeks before he'd been like, I'm here for Georgia, I'm all about Georgia, I'm making sure that no one's here for the wrong reasons. So that was fun. She sent it home. Good work, Georgia. And look, Georgia, never play poker because your face was just brilliantly you were just like, what? So he went packing. She went back to Sam. Sam was like, oh, where's Rhys? Huh. Sam, your acting skills aren't that great, my friend. Came back, talked to Sam. Sam also then decided to tell her about his whole entire career plan that really didn't feature Georgia, including the fact that he had to go back to America for his modelling contract. He also then declared that he really wanted to get into acting and hosting, and this really helped him see that way forward. Really? You think this is the way that's going to get you a job? Anyone's getting a job out of this, it's Georgia, it's Lee, it's Cam the Fireman. No. So then Georgia going, I'm not your meal ticket, buddy. Step off. I quit my job. You don't get it. So she said, get walking too, Sam. So we got rid of the two douches in one swipe. Cleared the table. Well cleared the table. We then had some kind of weird masquerade party decision for the cocktail party. I think Channel 10 was spring cleaning and wanted to get rid of their masks and say that they were, for tax purposes, we did use them. Said goodbye to Intruder Todd, who we hardly knew. Sorry, Intruder Todd. Intruders weren't meant for this season. And who else did we say goodbye to? Oh, Tall Matt, who, again, he was a featured extra as opposed to a contestant. But thanks for playing. Good work, guys. Then we had Thursday night's episode. Now, Thursday night's episode had some good top-notch dating. Now, Dark Horse Matty J, or Matty, he can just be now Matty, I guess, because the other guy left. Matty J had the step back in time. Sadly, it was not Kylie and booty shorts. Could have been amazing. But they were going back on a old-fashioned car, and they went to a steamer paddle boat thing that was on the harbour and learnt to do some swing dancing. Basically what we learnt though is they had great chemistry. You could even see it in the kind of, just the the non-rehearsed scripted moments where they were learning to dance together, there just seemed to be, she just was giggly and looking at him and loving it, and he kind of really seemed into it as well. He is not a Dark Horse anymore, people. Alert, this kid is coming home with the cup, I reckon. That's my new prediction, Matty J. And this is why I don't get Courtney, because you've got Matty J laying it all out there for you, saying, this is how I feel about you, I'm really into you, and she is loving it, yet how does she still think Courtney's in with a chance? Send that schmuck home. That was beautiful, they kissed, it was gorgeous, yes. We then had the date of the old man, which on the trailer or the preview for the episode, I was like, oh God. But it was actually quite a nice little gimmick. Osha, well crafted. She had a whole concept of removing their identities from it. So the first part of the date was speed dating. They had to have old men say their words. What we learned is that old men saying lines when it's a hot person, it's a lot less creepy. That was the key takeaway from that date, is that old men saying things like, I'm wearing a jacket, it's made of boyfriend material, is weird and creepy. When it's Lee, it's fine. Then, so in that round we knocked out Clancy because Clancy had no lines. He had no game. Sorry, Clancy. Then we went to the write a letter section, and then you had to write a love letter to Georgia, and then the love letters were then swapped around amongst the contestants, so you were reading someone else's. What we learned that as everyone else was very articulate and invested and ready and into it, and Jake almost was like, I felt sorry for Jake because he wrote and spent a lot of time on his, it sounds like, and then just got totally shafted. So, because someone else got to read it. What we did learn though is that you take away the Courtney-ness of it, and when Georgia hears his words, she ain't jibing. So listen to that, Georgia. Listen, stop looking. So then he got evicted. Thank you. Take you and your print jackets home. Not evicted from the show, evicted from that date. Then we had the dance segment where they had to dance. Georgia was blindfolded and Jack got to have a little waltz around, and then we got to find out who she connected with on a dance level. Dance, as Osha said, on a dance level. All good dancing. Cam again though, secretly Cam's got some moves because the spin and twirl, the lift and twirl, every girl, I will guarantee, loves to be lifted up and dance, guys. And not in a creepy against their will way, but if you're in a waltz with someone and you do a nice little twirl like that, we want to feel loved and little princessy, especially the tall girls. So, nailed it, Cam, nailed it. She loved that too. I feel you, Georgia. And so they went on a lovely private time at the end of that date. That's what he won. And it was, again, their chemistry is really good. Another good bout of kissing. So solid contenders. We then had what I would call the first real knockout cocktail party, in terms of here we are now with everyone having a genuine contention, being a goodish kind of guy. No one seems to be you don't cheer when they're leaving. And unfortunately, not a shocker, Bambi ice skater, man of few dorky words, take my beer, don't take my heart. Clancy got sent home. Bye, Clancy. But again, great season. And Georgia, the interesting thing as well is that Georgia is becoming, Maddie is the clue. The clue that Maddie is so good is she totally loses her newsreader voice and she becomes incredibly, not casual, but unaware of what's happening over there and just in it with him, and you can tell from the tone of her voice completely. And when she's on a date with people that she's not so comfortable with, that the professional Georgia comes into play. So, it's all very exciting. I'm very, very excited about all of it. There's love stories blossoming all over the shop. I'm going to give to Douche Duo because, look, yes, they're annoying, and yes, they were not at all there for Georgia, but they made entertaining television and they played their parts. They had a little bromance, brenemy? Is it a frenemy? If you've got a frenemy, you have I would call it a bro-nenemy. They played their parts. They knew what they were doing. They said the lines that needed to be said to make the previews look good. Thank you guys, Rhys and Sam, for being douchey. I'm giving it to Matty J. He's just come out of he's like a horse screaming up the back, coming flying home. He is just powering through, and he's lovely, and he seems like a nice down-to-earth kind of guy who genuinely is interested in her. And I'm just excited for him and her. I really like that boat date. I was in. I may have been a little bit teary. I was just, Georgia, I feel you. I feel you. I feel him. I feel it together. Yeah. I'm going to give my third rose to the rest of the guys, Cam, Lee, and Jake. I think they are really good quality, and they all seem to have different facets that I can see working for her. I definitely think that they are in it for some of the right reasons. Look, you signing up for The Bachelorette now, at this point, you are not signing up to not be famous. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. It is not a show about love first. It's a show about drama and reality television. And in today's day and age, when you sign up for reality television, bar one or two, you are in it for some degree of notoriety. That being said, I do think you can get into it and let go of a few things and actually find yourself falling for someone. Because they're also there for the same reason. Same goes for the bachelor, bachelorette person is also there for some notoriety, and to deny it is a falsehood. So I give it to the rest of the guys. This does not include Courtney, who is at this stage of the game. Get on board or get off the train, my friend, because I'm not happy with you, and I think that you're just digging around and just leave. So Jake, you can have a pedal. Lee, you can have a pedal. Cam, you can have a pedal. No pedals for you, Courtney. No pedals for you. So that is this week's Bachelorette recap. I am very excited for next week because Lee is going to do a dirty dancing lip with Georgia. I mean, really, the man cooks. Did you see him cooking in the back of one of those episodes? He wears the glasses like a smart, sexy Nicholas Sparks hero on Downtime. And now he's going to lift her and sing badly, which means he has a flaw, but it's a cute flaw. Oh, Lee, I'm here for you. Testify. I'm sure we're going to have some more great Matty J moments, some more sexy Cam moments. And fingers crossed, we say goodbye to wasting our time, Courtney. All right, guys, leave your comments below about who you think's good for Georgia, who you think's not good for Georgia. Courtney, Team Courtney or not Team Courtney? I'd love to know if anyone is Team Courtney because I'm not seeing it, but some people evidently are. Thank you very much for your comments and subscribing to the channel, and I will see you for the Bachelorette recaps and some more book reviews soon.